Hello, 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 hello.
Alive.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who, if anyone is there, I'm always a bit like, is anyone out there?
Well, it usually takes a couple of seconds to minutes for to come in because sometimes there's just a delay,
A bit
and
of a lag, yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
and sometimes like I'm waiting for like the notification to pop up, and then it only pops up like a couple of minutes after the live has started. So unless I'm already waiting, I'm gonna be late.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, looks like we do have someone. Hello, someone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do comment and let us know how you're going and what you're reading. And yeah, all of that good stuff. How are you guys going, Helen and Cece?
Good. I was gonna start this in not this Monday, but the Monday after this is the Eurovision songbook for Switzerland. But I've seen somebody put on the Discord today that it's quite slow going and she doesn't think she'll get it finished in time. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to move this up. So this might be an option for today.
Okay.
But trying this. You Should See Me in a Crown. And I
Yeah.
know it's really hyped. It's not grabbing me at the minute.
Yeah.
And I've got
Oh,
150 pages left, so I hope I can get that done today. I think I might be able to. But reading's going well. I'm doing all right.
Good. I read You Should See Me in a Crown, and I was a little bit underwhelmed. To be honest, it's like
Oh, so it's not just
it.
me then.
Yeah, it was a cute book, but I was
Yeah,
like,
it
I
is.
don't see what's supposed to be so special.
Mm.
Uh, so it's cute, and I think for people who want like this cutesy teenage romance, it's absolutely right. But it did not like bring anything new for me.
No.
Um,
hmm
so yeah, but I'm not a romance reader, so I get turned off by like romance stories very quickly. So
I think I'm heading that way. I've been reading like quite a few hard-hitting thrillers and stuff
mhm.
recently. And maybe I've just talked myself out of romance at the moment.
Maybe.
So,
I mean, tastes change.
yeah.
And you can overdose on a genre as well.
That's
Soon I'll
very
get fed up
true.
with thrillers and then I'll be turning towards all of these.
Yeah,
So,
then you'll be
yeah.
like, I need my romance.
Yep,
Quick, quick, quick.
yep, probably. I'm
What are
reading
you?
a man called Ove.
Oh, yeah.
I'm struggling so much with pronouncing the name because I feel like it's like Ove or like how do you read this as an oo? And I'm trying to understand the language that's behind this, that it's
Mm,
so my brain is just there. But yeah, so far I'm really liking it. It's really it's a cute book. I have the German physical copy, which is a traveling book, so I'm making notes in it. I'm the second to read it. So with the traveling books, we send us these books, and then we put notes in it
Oh, that's a nice
while we.
idea. I like that.
It's such a
mm.
cute concept, especially if you're like the 10th person or something. You have like really colorful pages at some point, and that's just so much fun.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why I read it in German, but I'm listening to it in English at the same time. And I'm also reading Before We Were Blue, which is a teenage contemporary. So it's like a YA contemporary focusing on mental health in specifically eating disorders.
Mhm.
And I really want a good book that focuses on that topic and that highlights a few things around this disorder. And so far, I got burned in the past a lot by feeling these books do not represent people who are suffering with an eating disorder well. But so far, this one is maybe a little bit too well done for
Mhm.
me in terms of it's very hard to stomach, literally.
Mm.
It's like,
Mm.
wow, okay, you're too real, and I'm not triggered easily, but I might be triggered.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm carefully, slowly reading that one.
Yep, just a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough. I'm reading Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, and I am loving this book. Although I find it difficult to know whether or not you would love it if you didn't already know the story of
Hmm.
or know some Greek mythology. But I know this story really well, so I was like reading it being like, oh my god, this is amazing, but then I'm like, I literally have no idea because I do know it so well. I have no idea what other people might.
Why
Yeah,
would
so
you
it'd be
think that,
interesting.
like, why would you think that somebody might not enjoy it if they don't know the story?
Oh, I don't necessarily know that people wouldn't enjoy it. It's just that it's hard for me to tell, is there enough information? Is the world building like what? It's hard. It's just hard to know whether the world building is really very
Mm,
good or if it's just that I already know the story and I'm
right.
just like enjoying diving into the characters.
Or maybe I need to try
Yeah.
it then, because I don't know a lot about that. So I'll add it to the list and then I'll let you know if it is.
It's really nice writing. It's really
Yeah.
easy to read. Yeah. And I've got about 100 pages, just under 100 pages left to read. So I'm like determined to read it.
You can do it. You can do it.
I can do it. I can do it. So we have a few people who have said hello, which is very exciting. So hi, Erin. How are you? What are you reading today? Hello, Lola. Starting to read Stalking That Jack the Ripper. Awesome. I've heard really good things about that. And
I keep
also,
putting them off,
hi,
you know. I
Tracy.
keep meaning to try them, but
I haven't read them either. I keep meaning to, but one day. Neon Gods I've heard really good things about as well recently. That's very popular at the moment. Are you enjoying it, Tracy? Hello, Lola. Again, oh, I just said hello to you. I think I'm wired out at the moment, reading more adult fantasy and sci-fi. Yeah, that's fair enough.
I feel so the same right now, although I feel like a few hard-hitting contemporaries I can still do YA, but other than that, I'm YA'd out too. So I'm in that club that you're in. Adult fantasy and sci-fi, that's where it's at right now.
Yeah.
Especially with all the cool things coming out, like the Dune movie, the Wheel of Time series, like good times to read sci-fi and fantasy.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm excited to watch the Dune movie. I don't think I could read the book. I think that's just a bit too much sci-fi for me.
Oh, okay.
But I definitely want to. Yeah, I'm not a huge sci-fi reader. Like I watch sci-fi, but reading it for some reason, I don't know what it is.
I feel like sci-fi is such a huge genre with such different types of books that I could totally see you potentially enjoying one subgenre, but being turned off the whole genre because you think of a certain genre that is not your thing. Like you're thinking of like, ooh, space stories are not my thing, so I don't like sci-fi. But then there's all this like speculative fiction with like near future that is very close to what we live as like right now, and there's like so many things in the sci-fi genre. I just read a hard sci-fi that at times felt like a textbook with like rocket science. I'm like, that was so good, but it's heavy and very particular, and I see a lot of people not liking that. But then other stories are more about like social constructs and interacting, and there's so many different subgenres. I feel like we can find your subgenre that you like.
I'm very intrigued by the Wayfarer series. I think that one would work well for me because I am a very character-driven reader, and that's apparently very character-driven.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a few people that I talked to who were disappointed by the Wayfarer series because they're like, nothing's happening. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. The point
I'm
is
making notes because I'm not a sci-fi reader.
So with the Wayfarer series, you do need to be open to having like a space and alien-driven setting, but it's not that there's not a big plot. It's just the setting, and you go into these stories for the conversations between species. And I feel like in like every chapter highlights a different like interactional, like judgmental thing about preconceived notions, something that we just take for granted from like how we understand biology works, how we understand socioeconomics work, how social constructs work, that the female gives birth to a child, and then you have a construct of two parents raising the child as like the optimal, and then you interact with a species where that lays eggs and the males take care of the babies, and the moms just go to lay the egg and then they go, and they don't have an attachment to the offspring at all. And have these two interact and talk, that just is brilliant. There's so much brilliance in these conversations. So yeah, it's just a setting, it's just a backdrop. You don't need to understand anything around space or something. It's just the interaction and opening your mind to completely different species. And by that, questioning what we think is normal within our species. I don't know if I put that well or if I'm rambling, but I adore that.
I think that, yeah, I think you explained that really well.
Well, there's a future buddy read, Mel.
Yeah, awesome. That would be awesome.
I'll read it again with you.
Read it
because
again.
Yay.
I love it.
I did really like Skyward and Starsight, and I feel like Starsight did that a bit as well by Brandon Sanderson, and I really enjoyed that series. So, well, the two that I've read. Obviously, there's another one coming out at the end of the year, which I'm very excited about.
Me too.
Oh, see, I need to.
Just keep writing your list.
Yeah, I'll just keep going at the end. I'll have pages worth.
It's always like that on these lives.
Yeah.
Why, Paige? Are you enjoying Doolittle?
Is that like Dr. Doolittle?
I think that's what she means. Yeah.
That's one of the classic books that I've got that I haven't read yet. I'm gonna have to add that up the list.
Yeah, I didn't even know. There's another one of those like, oh, it's a book.
Yeah, same.
So many of those. This is why I have my book into film club, because I'm constantly like, what? That's a book?
I wish I lived near you because I'd love to take part in that.
Oh, that would be so nice. Well, you know, when they invent teleporting.
Then there you go. I'll be there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hello, Yunchen. Thank you for joining us. It is nice to see you. German non-fiction. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Are you enjoying it? We have a. There you go, CC. Ube.
Yeah, I don't know enough Swedish to understand why, and like I want to learn more about the Swedish language to be able to read it like this, but right now my brain just doesn't function that way. I don't know if you know what I mean. It's like when you're reading something translated from a language that you have no connection to. Like I understand it's pronounced differently that I'm pronouncing it in my head, but I'm not ready to go there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's so interesting when you think about like a direct whether it's a direct translation or whether they've had to translate it, you know, because oftentimes when it's a direct translation, it doesn't work, it doesn't make sense, or it doesn't have the nuance or what have you. So I find that really interesting as well. But I'm one of those horrible Australian people that don't speak another language. So yeah.
I did French up to A level, and it's quick how you forget when you're not using it, because I probably couldn't say half of it.
But you would be probably surprised how quickly you would regain that knowledge if you would immerse yourself for a couple of days or weeks into like French culture. You suddenly like, oh wait, how do I know this vocabulary? Why do I understand them?
Well, I've got the first 5 Sabrina the Teenage Witch books in French, so maybe I need to get them out and have a little go. Yeah.
I actually, Sabrina the Teenage Witch was was the first books that I learned English reading with. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute.
It's the first book that I read like outside of school in English.
Oh, that's cool. Yes, you should. I'm enjoying it anyway. About 30 pages from the end of Rainbow Milk by Paul Mendes. You were reading that the other day, I think, weren't you? Are you enjoying it? Is the next question. And what is it about? What was it, Tracy? Now I have to go back. Oh, yes, Neon Gods. Yes, I've heard many good things about that one. Yes, I have
Yes.
heard about Murderbot. I keep being very intrigued by Murderbot.
Yes, and it's a quick read because they're quite short.
Mm,
Murderbot is amazing, especially if you're character driven as well. It also has a little bit. I feel like a lot of sci-fi that I enjoy has that aspect of critically thinking about the world and the society or aspects of the world. I mean, that's pretty much what a lot of sci-fi is about. I feel like just looking at some things and either thinking about what if these things go wrong or what if we change these things or just broadening our horizon to think about stuff. And with Murderbot, I also think like having an AI experience the world raises sometimes the question of why do we do these things or
mm,
why do we interact with these things the way that we do, or why do we yeah, why, just why.
mm.
And
What are we
Murderbot does,
doing? Why are we
yeah,
doing it?
yeah, and Murderbot does it in a very, very funny voice. He's hilarious. So absolutely recommend.
All right. I mean, it was already on the list, but it might be just inching slightly higher now. I think I love it. Yeah, yeah. That's definitely
I think
a
that's my
thing.
problem when I don't understand things that are going on. I'm like, oh, DNF, DNF, and then
Yeah.
push on through
Yeah,
out the
it,
other side. Yeah.
I feel like it depends on which subgenre there is. If you haven't heard it so far, my biggest recommendation to non-sci-fi readers who want to dabble in sci-fi is Quality Land,
Mm.
because it's so freaking funny and it's more relatable in terms of this technology that either already exists technology in the way that we do.
Okay.
Um, So it's a little bit, it's very comical because it's very much brought to like extremes.
Mhm.
That literally is what it is, putting everything into superlatives. But it's like I would just recommend reading the first chapter, or listening to the first chapter on audiobook. And if you do not want to immediately finish that book, it's probably not for you. But most likely
Good
you
to know.
immediately want to finish it.
Good to know.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
you mention it a few times, so I've
Yeah,
always been like, "Ooh, that sounds interesting." All
very.
right, that's going higher up. This is the problem, Helen. I mean, it happens to me every time I'm on a
You're on
live
with
at
CC.
all, but with CC in particular.
But I
I
mean,
need
it's
I
the
need to
same
do a
for me.
Scrabble in CC, and then she can just pick out the ones that I need
Yeah,
to read.
yeah,
Sure, do
definitely.
that. I mean, do like a TBR game and have one of your prompts be CC picks for me. Feel free to do that. Yeah, but it's the same for me. I at one point said I'm going to limit myself to ordering one book per live. So
Mhm.
I'm not writing down anything anymore that I want to read from the lives, but I'm allowed to order a maximum of one book from a live. That's my
Okay.
rule.
Oh,
That's dangerous, I feel like. That you're
Work
physically on or like any live at all?
that I'm physically on.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's a bit. Yeah. I was thinking, oh
it's
God, if it's
still
any live.
willpower that I don't have.
Yeah. My partner and I just worked out, like, I was at a friend's house the other night and we were talking about to be read piles, and I told them how many books I had on my to be read pile. And like, because we are in our little booktube vacuum, I was like, it's not that many, it's only 150. And my partner was like, what? So we just worked out a little plan whereby I have to read 5 books before I can, off my already existing to be read, before I can buy any more books. And then I
Yeah,
have to buy, yeah. I can buy 1 book for every 5 books off my
That you've read.
current TBR that I, yeah.
yeah, these
Um,
never worked for me, but I'm planning, like, I'm actually in the ready to make my first video. There's this person, this booktuber called Drinking by My Shelf, I think that's
yep.
what her name is. Yeah, and she does a video called Balancing Her
Mm,
Shelf, and I want to take it. I want to take that idea and just talk about the physical books that I own. So it's not about reading an ebook, like these don't count. It's just about the physical books. So if I have bought more physical books, into my home than I have read and unhauled that month. I'm going to have to do a prompt for each one that I'm over. So I think that might become a very fun video series.
Yeah. I really like Emma's balancing the books. They're really fun, but I don't know whether I could quite do that. We'll have to do the 5-to-1 ratio and see how I go.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
I can't go online right now and order. I'm not allowed. It was so funny though, because I'm like, that's not that many, and they were like, "Are you serious? That's huge." And I'm like, "Okay,
No,
I think I'm in a booktube bubble."
Yeah,
Because
come back to us. We're going to tell you you're good. It's not that much. I think I'm
Thanks,
at
guys. Thanks.
400. That's over there. It's all unread. So, yeah. It's not that much.
That's what I thought, but then,
I think I'm in the 300 maybe, but maybe I need to recount because I've bought loads since I last counted.
Recount. If you don't know, it doesn't haunt you.
That's true.
Walk
That's
around with
true.
my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Nothing to see. La 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 la. We've got more people suggesting Murderbot is apparently a fantastic audiobook. Ooh. I can imagine Paige excitedly screaming about that. Bit of oh, okay. Well, at least it's still up there, 4 point.
I need to look up what it is about because I find it intriguing, but it doesn't ring a bell.
I think I only heard of it because Erin was reading it the other night when Ellie did some live
cover. The cover is not what I expected.
Ooh.
Looks like a black boy, I presume, from the back, and he's touching. You can probably not see it, but he's like touching his back like this, and I'm wondering if that has anything to do with the story.
It kind of looks a bit like oh god, what is it called? There's a book that it has a woman on the front facing away. You just see her back, and she's looking kind of over her shoulder. And it's about her. She's born with HIV. Can't remember what it's called. I've heard people talk about it. I can see the cover in my head right now. Anyway, if anyone knows what on earth I'm talking about, let us know in the
comments. So Rainbow Milk is a bold reckoning with race, class, sexuality, freedom, and religion across generations, time, and cultures. So apparently this is about a 19-year-old that following a 19-year-old as he grapples with his racial and sexual identities against the backdrop of his Jehovah's Witnesses upbringing. And just skimming like the information, it looks like a Jamaican who has immigrated to Britain with his wife and children. I don't know if I'm reading any of this wrong because I'm not taking the time to really read it, but the combination of having a black boy with Jehovah's Witness seems intriguing, and then having like sexuality and race becoming a quest, a topic. Interesting.
Well, Erin agrees. Gets kicked out and moves to London. So there you go. You were correct.
Oh, and the book you were on about is Full Disclosure.
Full Disclosure is the book. Yeah. Thank you, Erin. I was hoping that my very weird, vague description would ring a bell with someone. I'm like, I can see it in my head. I just can't.
I love bookish people like that. It's like,
I don't know if you can see. If I tuck my head that I've been sat on by a cat.
Yep.
My shoulder. She loves to come and sit, like she's basically on the small of my back, just with her front paws on my butt, effectively. It's one of her favorite spots. Whenever I'm lying like this, she's like, "Hello, you want a shade on your back, don't you?"
It's probably nice and warming. Like it's like having.
Yeah, it's like having a little hot water bottle. Fuzzy, very hot water bottle.
Amazing. I love it. I want one.
Yeah, I can recommend. Yes, I'm looking forward to hear what Paige thinks of it also. Hi, Lana! Silly Zola. Go to sleep, Zola. Cece is the best, absolutely. Which, yes, she is also the worst for all of our TBRs. We both appreciate you and also, like, don't at the same time.
I'm sorry, but let it be known for the record that I feel the same about everybody else on BookTube.
Yeah, that's true. It's very rare that I watch anybody's video without
Adding ones to your list.
Yeah, exactly. Adding all
700.
Wow. That's physical and ebooks. Well,
And
mine
ebooks, yeah.
mine is ebooks as well. My 150.
Oh,
It's probably more now.
I don't count my ebooks, so
In fairness. But yeah, Ellie did a post a while ago on her blog and asked me to tell her all my unread books, like everything. So
like list them.
no, just how many I have.
Like
Yeah, no, that would have been. I would have taken ages. I would have just sent her my Goodreads.
I mean, that would be an interesting, like, a different type of like bookshelf tour. Here's all my unread books that I own, and then just them all an hour later. So this is half of it.
And we're not done yet. Hang on, guys. Go get a cup of tea. I'll give you an intermission. Just give it 20 minutes of like jangly music and then
I love that.
I think I would probably not have many viewers on that video, but that's okay.
Well,
You never
don't
know.
underestimate people. I mean, people love watching bookshelf tours as well. Which is
People are nosy and they want to see what you've got.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I love
Especially when
this.
people
I've
have got
gone.
the shelves in the back, you're always looking at. Oh,
That's true. I'm always looking at what's in there. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. Your kind of book buying ban. Yeah. See, is that because it was your partner that put you on a book buying ban? Because I'm a bit like Rowan came up with it. I don't know if I'll stick to it because I didn't come up.
I mean, does a book buying ban also include when a book is gifted to you, or if you find it like in a free library and you can just take it without like paying money? Is that included, or do you just go to like free sources instead?
I don't think
so many ways around it, isn't there?
I don't think it includes being gifted, but for Rowan, it would definitely include anything like free library or anything like that, even if I was like, oh, it's 50 cents, because his whole thing isn't about the money. It's about like, why do you have so many books that you haven't read? And then you keep adding. Yeah. But he's not a book collector, so he doesn't understand.
So he doesn't understand. He doesn't get it.
He just doesn't understand. He
I'm
doesn't
not
understand
a book collector either. So I mean, I'm definitely, I wouldn't consider myself a book collector. Doesn't mean that I don't have 400 books here, but I'm not a book collector because I don't keep them after reading. Like,
oh, I don't collect them.
I only have like a shelf this size, but only one layer. I think I can count them like 10. The Wheel of Time and 10 other books is all I keep at this point.
Oh, see, yeah, I've got heaps of books that I've also read. Yeah, I keep lots of my books because I do a lot of rereading. So
that's fair then. I don't. So.
Oh, that was more about the book I went to that already. I would be like, oh, I can't buy another book. Did you want? Well, guess what? This is your fault because you said I couldn't buy books. So lift the book buying ban or sleep on the couch. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That sounds interesting. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I do the same.
Yeah. Yes. That is a lot. I agree.
Honestly, I feel like with ebooks, especially if I for some reason am able to get them for free or anything, they don't take up any space. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I own more. They also don't haunt me in a way of like, you need to read me because
Yeah. I'm on
they
your
just
shelf.
live in my Kindle and they're happy and it's fine.
They're happy just hanging out by themselves on the
Exactly. So
Kindle. No one to bother them. It's all
yeah, I don't
good.
count them.
I forget to read my ebooks though. I forget what I've got. So
Yeah,
I'm in
I'm really
danger of
bad at
actually
that.
buying a physical copy of something that I've got an ebook.
Oh yeah,
I've got
habits and
99p on Kindle and then forgetting.
Mm.
So I need to get better at that as well, reading the ones I've actually got on there.
yeah, that's why I think I already got that prompt for my TBR game. I don't know if I already did get it. I have hardcover, paperback, and I wanted to have one like for ebook, but I don't know if my friend already made that one for me. There we go, from my Kindle TBR.
Yeah. Yeah, I
When
have
I went
ebook.
on Kim's TBR trail, that was the prompt that I asked her to swap out for STEM because she has STEM. I said
Mhm.
ebook or audiobook because I'm not bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm audible. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have an ebook and an audiobook prompt in mine as well. Yeah, because I'm the same. Otherwise, I'll just be like, oh yeah, I have other books on there, don't I? La 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 la. Although when I do buddy reads, I often get them on
Yeah, that's a
the
good idea.
e-reader, just because that way I can get them quite easily and I don't have to like, yeah, and it's cheaper and stuff.
Well, I'm
If I've
focused.
got a scheduled time when I'll read it. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I cut you off. So, I'm focusing on reducing the amount of physical books that I have here because I can't take them with me when I'm traveling. So I need to reduce that amount. So I do prioritize physical currently, but I want to learn to love the ebook reading experience more because I still enjoy reading physical books more. But again, doesn't travel well. So
No.
learning to love ebooks more is kind of my goal over the next year or two, while at the same time reducing the physical stuff that I have.
Yeah. I do like my ebook, but I prefer physical books, but I do love the ebook for traveling because it's just so much easier in general. Yeah. Don't be embarrassed, Tracy. You're allowed to have whatever you have. As my friend Michelle keeps saying, it's not like it's drugs. It's just books.
Is it? Let's think about that.
Yeah, well. There you go. See, we all do it. We all do it.
Yes, we do. Yep.
I don't think that we can count that. I gifted it to myself. I haven't tried BookBub.
What's BookBub? Is that like?
I've heard of it, but I don't know whether it's like a NetGalley or. I don't have NetGalley either.
Yeah, I do have quite a few NetGalley, and I've had good and bad ones. So I still enjoy NetGalley a lot. I just currently am focusing on getting my rating up and then reducing the amount of things that I like. Right now, I request a lot to get my ratings up because it's easier to keep your rating above like 80% if you have a total of 200 read versus if you have a total of 5, right? It's like it's a percentage game. So the higher the total number, the easier it's to stay there. So I want to keep that high rating, and then once I've hit that in a comfortable way, to just linger there and just request the ones that I'm really hyped for, because sometimes they're really cool books and I never get them because I'm not a good like. Well, I did get Skyward, so that I was like crying and screaming when I got Skyward.
That's pretty good. Yes, yeah. That's the other thing too. That then there's libraries. It's hard to.
And I work in a library, so that's why I'm not getting through my physical books because as I'm going, as all the new books come in, I'm like, yes, I'll have that one. Yes,
I'll have that one. Thanks. I'll have that one.
Yeah.
Dangerous, really dangerous.
Oops. Oops. Yeah, I've seen some unboxings recently. I'm like, maybe I'll get Fable Crate. Yes, what did you buy? Yeah. Yeah, I do that too. Not all the time, but yeah, I definitely do that.
Yeah, because Amari had the gorgeous blue sprayed edges, didn't it? Yeah, I've got that copy.
Fair enough. Two poetry. Ooh. I have not heard of any of those books.
No.
Same.
Which is awesome. I love it when there's like, I've not heard of that. Okay, cool.
I love like thrifting for books. That's like one of my favorite things to do.
Definitely. Yeah, that's it. That's one of the reasons why I don't have it, because I'm not super good at remembering to actually write the reviews.
Yeah.
But also I'm scared of the deadline.
There's no deadline with NetGalley, really. Book Sirens has deadlines, but NetGalley doesn't really tell you a deadline. It's just the percentage. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a NetGalley say you have to review it by then. I think the bad thing about it is that sometimes you just request a couple of books and then they don't approve you for like half a year and you forget about it, and then suddenly you get approved for it and you're not answering anymore. That's kind of what I hate about NetGalley. Book Siren does that better, but then Book Siren does have like, oh, you have to do it in 30 days. You have to do it in 60 days.
Okay.
So yeah, NetGalley does not. I think I have 6, 7 reviews that I need to sit down and write. But I have my notes done. I read them. I just need to sit down, and I usually do it when I'm not as busy at work. Right now, it's like my peak season at work. My project is in a peak, and I also don't read as much. Like last month, I read too much, and this month I read too little. But I know that after the project dies down, I'm going to sit down, write my reviews and everything, and it's quite relaxed.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I always get intrigued. I'm always like, oh, maybe I'll do NetGalley, and then I'm always like, no. I have enough trouble reading the books I own.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, why?
Oh,
I mean, if you still want
hi.
it,
Hi, Kim. So should we, speaking of books and reading and things, should we do some reading?
Oh, yeah, we've talked for 40 minutes. That was nice, wasn't it?
If We Were Blue is a NetGalley arc, so let me grab that. I feel kind of.
Speaking of,
yeah, I feel like I need to make progress on a NetGalley now.
Fair enough. So I'm thinking, since it's almost 22, maybe go till 10 past.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Do I already have a banner for that? No, I do not. I'm going to have to make one. Oh, man. Okay. What did I just say? 10.
Yes. 10 past.
There we go.
Alrighty.
See you in a bit.
See you in 30. Yeah, it's pretty much
Happy
30.
reading, everyone. Yeah,
Happy
30.
reading.
Okay. We're back.
Well, welcome back.
How did everyone go? How did our reading go?
I think I read like 18 pages. I'm reading this one really slowly, as I said before, because it's just a little bit harder to digest. Actually, these 17 pages weren't as hard to digest, but it's still a lot to wrap my head around, even if it's not triggering, because one of the characters seems to these two characters that we're following are not one-dimensional at all. It's not just about the eating disorder. There's like a lot of underlying things that are being worked out. And when I first met one of the characters, I was like, "Oh my God, you're such an asshole!" Um, like another level asshole. And we're still in their mind, and it's very interesting to go deeper into this, because it's like there must be reasons for you to be that toxic. And then at the same time, you're like, oh my God, this other person is my only lifeline, but you're so toxic towards that person as well. There's so many dynamics. It's very hard to follow everything. But it's good.
It sounds very intense.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm at 25%, and it felt like the last few percent were not as intense. They were going a little bit a different route, and I'm curious to see if this follows to be intense, or if this is going to be more YA-ish, mellow, and here's a lovey-dovey story. I hope not. But who knows?
It's hard to say at 20%. Did you say 20%?
25.
25, yeah. Sounds very interesting, though.
Yes,
Intense,
definitely.
but interesting.
Definitely.
How did you go, Helen?
33 pages for me. I am enjoying it a bit more, but I
Good.
still don't think it's going to be like a 5-star, loved it kind of book.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is, you know. The things I'd heard about it, but a lot of people have raved about it, and I'm just waiting for that moment where I'm like, oh my God, but I don't think it's coming. I've not got, let's see how many pages. 324. So I've got like 100 pages left, so it'd have to do quite a lot to get up there.
Yeah. I
It's
often
not bad.
find
It's not bad.
it's just not as amazing as
Yeah.
I often find books suffer from hype.
Yeah,
By the time I
what
get to them.
It sounds like that's what happened here. It's
Yeah.
like so hyped up that your expectations are way higher than it can
Ever reach.
satisfy.
Yeah.
And the cover's got like, oh, it's just a gorgeous cover, and I just love
Yeah,
the
it's beautiful.
idea of it, but we'll
But
see.
it's still a cute book, isn't it? Like, it's a
Yeah.
cute story and everything.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. The friendships in it.
Do you think potentially that the hype was because of good representation, and that people hyped it because they felt seen?
Yes, most definitely. I think that's where the hype has come from.
And I think that there's some I feel like that's something to note, because if you are a person like watching me talk about a book, and this might be a book that makes you feel seen, you might feel a lot more positively towards it than me, who cannot relate to it as much. I just felt like the book did not, like, there's other books out there that did a brilliant job at making me understand and feel what somebody else in a different situation feels and goes through. Best example maybe could be George, which
that one.
it just opened my eyes to some things in a very different way. And there's a few books like that that make me understand what somebody else goes through, and I just felt like You Should See Me in a Crown didn't do that part as well. But I can see how it is an amazing, brilliant book for people who want to feel represented and want to feel seen. And I would totally recommend that as a hype book to to the people who that's represent that the book is representing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally does. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, like I said, and I would never say this is a bad book. It's well written and it's give exactly what I thought it would. It's just I don't know, like you say, just lots of people are saying 5-star, 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 and I'm waiting for that moment. And it may come. It may come. I don't like to wait. I like to wait to the very last page and then make my proper decision. I want that moment when I'm like, yay!
I think sometimes as well, like we were saying before, sometimes it's a timing of when you read it.
It is. I think it is as well. I think it's a little bit me at the moment. I picked it up and maybe I should have picked something else.
You should have picked Quality Land.
Well, you know what? It's on the list. It's going up there. I've got my list now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I'm adding so far.
So good for the recommendations, not very good for the wallet. That's CC.
Sorry, no, but they might come up on the 99p deals on Kindle.
That's true.
Or I've got
That's
Box with the library. You know.
That's very true. Yeah.
And now you've said audiobook, I'm going to be looking more for the audiobook as well. So
I actually haven't checked out the English audiobook of Quality Land. The German one, because it's a German author, is read by the author, and he is amazing. And like his way of telling things it's just fabulous. So I think I'll check out if he also does the English version, because then I definitely recommend the audiobook.
That make or breaks an audiobook, really, doesn't it? If you don't like the voice, I was talking to my friend in work, Claire, the other day, and she was reading it, and she said I had to switch it off because it just was really monotone. There was no feeling behind it, and I was like, yeah, that really does.
Absolutely.
It's different. I mean, when he does something, it's different, but it's amazing. Let's see if this the English, narrated by Jordi Brow. So it does. Oh, that's the Spanish version. I didn't know it was translated into Spanish. So apparently, if you read Spanish, it's on script.
Oh. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't read Spanish, so.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
I definitely will not understand it and will need some explanation if I try and read it in Spanish. Quality Land.
Well, you guys are looking. I read 30 pages, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Nice.
I've got about 60 pages left to go. I'm like, come on, Mel, you can do it.
Oh, yes, you can so do that in the next sprint, can't you?
I don't know. I can try. Do it. You can do it. I am reading this for the Because We Can readathon, and that ends at midnight. So I'm like, gotta get this read. So close. I'm also going, while you guys are looking at your audiobooks, to look at the comments. What are people talking about? Okay. How many books have you read this month, and who is participating in the magical readathon, and if so, what character have you created? Excellent questions. I am participating in the magical readathon, and I have done 2. So technically I have completed the novice path. And I have created I haven't finalized my character creation yet, but at the moment I am working towards a character who is an earthling, an air earthling, and called Illyria, who's from Etheria. Just to be very confusing. But I haven't really worked out like full background story or anything like that yet. What about you, Lola? And I do not know how many books I've read this month.
I just looked when I saw that question. I've read 11. I am doing Becca's Bookopoly. I'm not doing the magical read, just because I've had to start saying to myself, try and focus on one readathon at a time, because when I try and do 2 or 3, I'm not giving any attention to any of them, really. Yeah. So because there's quite a few good ones on next month as well, and I'm already joint hosting one of them, so I thought I can't start. And then everybody comes and says, October, we're doing this. I'm like, oh no, because there's
Yeah,
the Popathon, isn't there? And then I saw somebody the other day do Wonkathon, and I love Willy Wonka, but I thought, oh, I just can't. Too many.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I am participating in 4 readathons this month, and
Wow.
a lot of the books just double up between the readathons. So that's okay for me.
I'm still here. I'm just moving myself.
I have 2 characters for the magical readathon because I couldn't decide between a dwarf and an Illyrian. I can never say that. I don't know why. I have pictures of both of my characters up on Twitter in my post. But I don't have a full backstory either. I don't know if I ever will have a full backstory. I'm not that creative around character creation. It's more about when I create a character, what motivates and drives them and what type of decisions would they make. I don't need a backstory for that. And both characters are going to be pretty much morally gray bitches, kind of. One more than the other. The Illyrian is probably going to be more of an elitist, looking down on everyone, and that's probably the bigger differentiator between her and the dwarf. I have read 4 books for the dwarf and 2 for the Illyrian so far.
Nice.
So I think that's going well.
I'm just looking on Twitter for your characters. I can't see them.
Yeah, I think I updated the thread a while ago. It's I have a thread on Twitter with all like my reading progress, and I usually update it once a week on Sunday, but I didn't do it last Sunday, so it's probably a little buried.
Oh, I'll have a look. I'll see if I can find it.
I'm gonna update it in a couple of hours, so
I'll look later then.
So look in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
What about you, Lola? Are you doing the magical readathon, and how are you going with it? I've read more. Like I could have said I completed more of the novice path, but I was like, I did 2. That's all we had to do.
Yeah,
it's fine. I'm technically at the gate now. Erin's been doing the prompts, but haven't worked a character, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Lana has read 3 so far. Can't remember my character. 36 pages. Yay, Tracy!
Good
job, Kim. Are you enjoying Scarlet? That's the second one, isn't it?
Yeah, I've just got winter to read, so with that read along, I'm just waiting till they get to winter, and then I can.
Then you can dive in. Yeah. I didn't get much.
It's another sci-fi series, by the way, that feels different to a lot of things that people traditionally think of when they think sci-fi. I think the Cinder, it's sci-fi, but it doesn't feel as sci-fi-esque as other things. Like, it's not Star Wars.
Yeah, but I love Star Wars, so I'm fine with things being Star Wars.
But it's just very different. There's so many different subgenres.
Yeah, I think I grew up with fantasy. My parents are big fantasy readers, and so when we were kids, they read Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Narnia to us. And I think I just grew up with fantasy. So for me, fantasy is like, it's not something like, obviously different worlds I have to dive into, but it's not something I have to like really, the mechanics of it, I don't have to really try that hard to figure out as I'm reading, because I'm very kind of ingrained in fantasy, I guess. Whereas sci-fi, it's a bit more like I have to try and figure out the mechanics a bit more. So it's probably potential that I'm lazy, really.
Did you have that feeling with Cinder?
I read Cinder and I enjoyed Cinder. But I didn't ever continue on, and I don't really know why. I think I just got distracted by other things, and I actually read it like not long before I started my BookTube channel, and I think I just kind of got into the whole BookTube world, and then I was like, oh my god, so many books, and it just kind of I'll get
Yeah.
back to it at some point.
I just felt like with Cinder, it didn't feel like you had to understand the world as much as with other sci-fi, and that's a very good example of how sci-fi has different subgenres where you have to do different mental work to understand the world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like hard sci-fi that takes a lot, where you need to, okay, I don't understand what's going on and how any of the technology works, and then you have
Mm.
things like Quality Land that are so close to, like, they're a satire version of our current state of world, that it doesn't take that much of like mental work to get there.
Yep.
Cinder
Yep.
felt more like fantasy when it comes to like world building. It just felt like
Yeah. I thought that too, actually. Yeah. 52%. No, well, that's okay. That's fine. There you go, Helen. What are you reading?
You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson.
And she's determined to finish it.
I am determined to finish it, the next one.
Yay!
39 pages, only 6 pages left. Awesome. Oh, that's a shame that you don't like the writing style very much. But it's good that it's interesting, at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Vampire Trap.
Never heard of that one either.
Watch me look it up right now.
It is stunning,
That
isn't
gold
it?
foiling,
It's
yeah.
so pretty. Oh, cool. Falling into Rarheng. It's terrible. I don't know if I can pronounce that. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, again, it's the same with like language. It's like I don't know what language. I don't know the language that word is based on, so I'm sure I am unable to pronounce this correctly, because I would pronounce it either very English or very German, and I don't know if any of these would come even close to the correct pronunciation. Oh my god, I can't even pronounce normal words
You can't
anymore.
even pronounce pronunciation.
Exactly. Why is pronunciation such a hard word? I mean,
right? There is a word that means a fear of long words, and it's the longest word in the world. And it's like, how do people describe what they have? I can't say that word. I have, and they can't say the word because it's too long, and they're afraid
what
of
is
it.
it? The fear of long words?
A long words. It's a legitimate phobia that people have.
Oh, yeah, I've got it here. Hippopotomonstrossesquipedaliophobia.
I feel like whoever named that thing was like trying
Yeah,
to
they're
make
making
a
fun
joke.
of us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, you got a fear of long words? Here you go.
I mean, I feel like with the German language, there's longer words because that's how the German language works. But then again, it's just different. Also, why is abbreviation such a long word? I feel like it should be abbreviated.
Right? That's a good point. Why is it? We need an abbreviation for abbreviation.
Yeah.
Fire earthling, nice. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
So you read the books first, and then you think
And
about
then,
which has fit which, so I can take it off, right? I get that right? Yes.
I think that's what she means. Yeah.
Cool approach. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. It would stress me out to see if I have something for everything. And I also love making lists, but I love that approach.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Especially you only actually have to do 2. I think if you had to do the whole lot, it would be different. But yeah.
True.
18 pages away from having finished 14 books this month. Woohoo! Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't think I'll be doing any next month. I'm doing 3 at the moment.
Oh.
So sorry, Helen, but I don't think I'll be.
Oh no,
joining.
don't. And this is the thing. I'm getting to that point now, and that's why I've said, right, I'm going to try my best just to do 1 a month, because I'm not doing any of them justice, because it's just too much.
I couldn't not do because we can, because I always do that. I've done
yeah.
it since it started, but yeah.
You've got
Lana
set
is in.
ones that you do, don't you? Like
Yeah.
like November, I'll do Believer-thon because I've done that every time. I always
Yeah.
try and do the Royal Readathon because I've done that since the beginning. Obviously, I always do Eurovisionathon.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I just try and I see which ones take my fancy. I mean, I did
Yeah,
enjoy doing
exactly.
Bookathon last time, so I definitely wanted to have a go this time. But it's a real problem, isn't it? A booktuber problem.
Such a booktuber problem.
Ugh.
Lana is very happy with your morally grey bitches comment.
Well, that's the type of character that I love. It was Vanessa who was reading A City of Wishes, right? I want to know how Vanessa likes. I mean, she's on the second book, so I'm assuming you like it. The first one has high ratings. It feels like, but I feel like the description sounds intriguing, but pairing the description with the cover, it could go very trashy as well. And I just want to know if it has high ratings because people want like a trashy urban romance kind of deal, and that's what it gives you. Like, how do you like it and why?
Is it meeting all of your trashy needs?
Because then it might not be for me. But
Yeah.
like, how trashy, how smutty is it, and why should people read it or not?
Give us the details. Book 20. Wow.
Wow. I was like
Oh,
this last
nice.
month. I'm so far from it this month. So good for
I
you.
can't read 20 books a month.
Depends on which books. I have a lot of breaks on my TBR this month, so I'm glad if I get through like half of my TBR. But last month, I just flew through so many books. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yes, Lana's with me. Book 20, what? That's amazing.
It is. It's like a book a day.
Book 3 is okay also. How big are yours though, Kim? Because that's what we were just saying, like if we have thick tomes. Try Wizardathon. Ooh. Scarlet's the second. So fast paced. Yeah, that's what I liked about Cinder as well.
And I'm not sure how I feel about retellings. I've not got along with them very much, but I've got to say about that one, I like them when they're loosely based on it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I feel like I'm just reading the same story, just with a few little tweaks, and I'm not keen on that.
Yeah.
Fully agreed. Fully agreed. There needs to be there needs to be enough that the author has brought to make it their own and a new story. Honestly, I feel like with the Lunar Chronicles, it depends on. I feel like the further you get in the story, the further it feels from our current tech. And the second one, it still feels like fairly close to where we're at right now compared to the last one, where I'm like, okay, this feels a lot more sci-fi. It's like easing you into the
Okay.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
You're on Winter, right, Helen?
I've got it
so
to come. I've not read it yet. That's the next one. But there's that novella, isn't there? Fairest. Did you read that?
I did not.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether to read that now before I join Winter, or whether
I
to
didn't
just
read it at all.
I'll have a think about it. I've got a bit of time. If they're only on Scarlet now, they've still got to do Cress, haven't they? And I've done that one, so
yeah. So you've got a bit of time.
Yeah.
Yes, 14 books is fantastic. 3 books is still really good.
Yeah.
Tracy's reading her 13th of the month.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even know where I'm up to. I can't even join in and be like, yes, I'm up to that. Or I think I'm reading like my.
Don't you like keep track of it at all? Like
I do, but like just off the top of my head, I can't.
Right. So you would need to look it up.
Yeah, I haven't. I just have. I'm not looking it up right now. Not because I can't, just because I didn't actually. Weirdly, I didn't think in my head like I could just go do that. I was like, oh, I don't know. It's on a different page of, I'd have to open a new window. Like, effort.
I get
that. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Because Kim reads quite a lot of non-fiction as well, doesn't she? And she does like STEM books and things like that. So some of those are, I've seen the ones she's reading. Some of them are quite hard going. So I think I don't even think I'd get through 3 of them, to be honest, in a month.
No, because I think, Kim, you had a really thick, in-depth non-fiction this time around, didn't you? Or maybe even a couple. Yeah, so that would take a lot of effort. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm starting to be that way
24-hour. Yeah.
Sorry?
I don't think I could do the 24-hour or 48-hour. I can't stay up that long.
I like them when I feel like I need a push, or I want to like push myself. I have nothing else planned for the weekend, and I just want to push myself a little. I've been watching a lot on Netflix this month, so it would be a good time to be like, okay, let's do a 24 and 48. I never succeed in them, but it's like the kind of the mindset around, yeah, let's get a few more hours reading done. But I don't like to do TBRs for it or something. It's just about pushing myself to concentrate on reading for the weekend or something. But I'm leaning towards month-long readathons too, more and more because simply because of scheduling. Doing monthly TBRs, I love it, but having to work in, you can only read these books in this week and these books in this week. That's kind of making my head explode. So
yeah, they seem to be going out of fashion a bit now, don't they? Like month-long readathons seem to be the thing. What smutty book? We need details.
We were talking about
the
wishes that Vanessa's reading, and I don't know if it's smutty. I want to know if it's smutty because the description and the cover look like it could be a romancy smutty book, and that's what it's giving people, and that's why it's highly rated. Or it could give a cool storyline or cool character work, and I want to know which it is. I don't know if it's smutty at all.
So Vanessa, if you're still there, can you let us know? How smutty is this book? I just remember the people on the moon and Kim's just suddenly agreeing that actually there's people living on the moon and having their own spaceship. Maybe there's not quite so similar tech to our. we don't have people with their own personal spaceship that they just hang out in. Or maybe we do. I mean, if you're rich enough, I think you could do that, couldn't you? Head check Goodreads.
Look at this cover, and then it says romance or vampire romance. It feels like there's smut. Do you know what I mean? It's like
yeah. It's got that kind of like Ice Planet Barbarians kind of feel.
Look at the guy. I mean, yes.
That Ice Planet Barbarian. Everybody's talking about it.
Everyone's reading it at the moment. Yeah, just suddenly out of nowhere. So should we do some more reading?
Yes, please. I'm gonna start probably some cooking while I'm listening to a man called Obi.
Nice.
So I'm ready for that.
Do we want to do another 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go a bit longer? Maybe go till like 20 past, and then I'll probably be ready to head off to bed
then. Yeah, I'll be starving.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Cool. All right. So now let's see if I have a banner for that. Read until 20. Yes, I do. Happy reading, everybody. Happy reading.
Do you see your mic still on, hun? We went a little bit over. Oh. Oh.
Sorry, I got so distracted
I know, I
by
got
the
a bit
book.
ingrained in my
Yeah, I feel you. My laptop apparently decided to restart while I was cooking, so
Oh, right.
but that's okay. I read 20 pages and everything's in the oven now, so yay.
Awesome. I read about 40 pages. I'm so close to the end.
Oh, that's why you were
close.
like, don't distract me. I need to
Yeah.
finish now.
Just finished book.
Right? It's a good headspace to be in, though. Are you going to be able to put it down before going to sleep, though?
Well, I've only got about 20 pages left, so I reckon I'll
Okay,
just
so no.
finish it.
I read 68 and I've got another 50 to go and then I've finished. So once we've finished here, I'm going to carry on.
Wow. Oh, hi, Treacle.
Whoop.
We had a question I saw before.
So many
from...
questions.
Sorry?
There's many questions, I think.
Hi, Ryan. Yes, there were many questions about how cold is it in Tasmania. Give me a second while I look that up.
Cold enough for Mel to wear a hat.
Sorry?
Cold enough for you to wear a hat.
Yeah, it's 9 degrees at the moment. So it's not too cold. But it's cold. And what was the other question? What are those medals on the wall? Does someone have a pool in the backyard? I think you answered that question, didn't you, Helen?
Yeah, I don't know about the pool in the backyard though.
That's probably me. Because I was moving around and yeah, you can see the pool out there.
Okay. I'm like, but how could you tell? Right. And then how common are Tasmanian devils? I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, it's not like you walk out your front door and are like, oh God, the devils are attacking.
I kind of want to live in a place where I can say that, though. It kind of is like, that's my goal now.
Oh God, the devils are attacking. But they're I'm not sure how many there are in the wild, but there's plenty in like there's sanctuaries around the state and stuff, so where they have devils. Yeah. So they're fairly common. Most Tasmanian children have seen a devil. You can go to the Bonnarong National Park and go hang out with the devils. Oh yes, that's about your medals.
10K is still pretty impressive. So most of them
I wouldn't have
it's like
doing it now.
don't play it down. It's like well done.
Yeah.
But compared to Andy, it's like I couldn't even do what he does. It's I haven't got the energy for it. I couldn't do 10K now, to be fair. I've done a few park runs with 5K, but I haven't done one of them in a while either.
It's still, yeah, I agree. It is very impressive though. I assume that was about your medals and stuff. Hi, Jenna. Thanks for coming.
I love your name. Like your just a little bit random. I love that.
Just a little bit. Yay, 50 pages. Fahrenheit? You are reading Fahrenheit 451?
No, I think we're talking about temperature, right? We're talking about how cold is it in...
Oh, Duh. Of course. 1 Fahrenheit. Oh, you're in Fahrenheit. Oh god, you can tell it's getting late. Starting to like totally just
Or
no idea.
is Ryan asking if what 9 was in Fahrenheit?
We're in Celsius here in Australia. Yeah. He'd been Fahrenheit because he's in the States. 47 pages. Woo! 10 left. You can do it. You can do it.
Awesome.
9 is too cold for me. Yeah, fair enough. You're a Queenslander though. So I'm lucky I run for the train. 100 meters.
Ooh, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, we all have devils in our back garden. Yes, they are endangered. Yes. They have they all of them are infected with with cancerous tumors. They all have
Oh,
so
Oh, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So there's sanctuaries where they're looked after and stuff. 9 degrees. Maybe I won't be coming to visit you at any time that's not summer. Yeah, and even in summer, sometimes it snows on Mount Wellington. Sorry. I think I may finally be out of the reading slump. Woo!
yeah,
Yay, Jenna!
that's
Woohoo!
awesome.
Yay! I looked up how many books I've read,
Ooh,
and including the one that I'm about to finish, I will have read 5 this month.
good,
Yay.
good.
So, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or-
Cece, I wanted to
Mhm.
ask you about the Wheel of Time along. Is anyone moved on to the second book yet, or
I
are most
don't
people?
think most people have moved on to the second book. We moved the first live show for a couple of weeks because people were still working on The Eye of the World. And also my schedule was very full. So we said, okay, if we move it by only like 1 or 2 weeks, I might not have been able to join. So I'm assuming that like I have the second book on my TBR for this month, but I'm assuming that we're moving everything by a month
Yeah.
to give everyone a little bit more time to get into it. Because I get it, having like the first book is a lot to get into because you're just starting to understand the world. I feel like once you understand the world, it's much quicker to read.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just curious because I hadn't seen anyone comment anything about the Great Hunt at all in the Discord,
Yeah,
and I was just curious to know. I
yeah,
haven't
no,
started it yet either.
yeah,
It's on this month's TBR, but I haven't
yeah.
got around to it
So
yet.
I just think it's pushed a little, and that's fine. It's just such a small bunch of people that
Mm,
adjusting to what everybody feels, I feel like is the best. And
yeah.
yeah, as I just said, this month has not been a good reading month for me, but I've been doing a lot of other things. Oh, I am doing reading sprints later today or Monday morning for you, and I have a giveaway still open that
Ooh.
today is the last day you can enter. So it's like until the 20th. So if you haven't done
Okay. Sorry,
Oh, you've
you seem to
paused.
have frozen, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, but yeah, everybody enter the giveaway. I don't know if I
Yeah.
have or haven't, but I'll have a
I
look.
don't know if I have either. I'll
I
have a
enter
look as
stuff and then
well.
forget.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh, Cece's gone.
Oh no. I hope I can. Oh no. I don't know what to do. Um,
Well, do Cece's giveaway, and she's doing sprints later on, so go on those.
yeah.
We can promote those things.
Later this evening for most of you guys and tomorrow morning for me. Lana has gone. Bye, Lana.
Bye.
No. Um, and Ryan was asking where everyone is from. We know where I'm from.
And I'm from Wigan in the UK. Well, near Wigan, in between Warrington and Wigan.
And Cece's from the
Germany.
Netherlands,
Or Netherlands. Oh, is that where she
Mm.
lives?
I think. I might just go quickly through everyone's comments and then we might go anyway if that's
Oh
okay.
yeah,
Helen.
I'm hungry. Definitely hungry.
I'm definitely, as you can tell, I'm definitely fading. What? Oh, nice, awesome. She's back.
Yay!
My internet dropped.
Oh,
I'm on
no.
mobile now, so
We told
let's
everyone
see
to
how that
go
goes.
in your giveaway and go on your sprints.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be back in a couple of hours. Hopefully, then on landline again. The
Hopefully.
third Jane Harper. I have to look.
She's an Australian thriller writer. She's really good.
Ah,
Name is so cute. Yes, it is cute. Oh, there we go.
yeah. You
Nice.
should totally join us then. Perfect timing.
Ooh, I've not heard of that before. Murder ballads. That just makes me think of Nick Cave. Oh, cool.
Oh, I want to read Project
Berlin.
Hill. Mary.
Yeah, I haven't read any
Desperately,
of
too.
Weir, so kind of want to read The Martian first, even though I know they're not connected. Oh, sorry. I thought I'd. There was two added. I was trying to wave goodbye to Kim.
Kim.
Thanks, Kim, for coming. Ryan asked where we were all from. By the way, Cece.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Germany too. Close to the Dutch border.
I totally lied and said you were from the Netherlands. What a good friend I am. Sorry.
It's because I always say that I live at close to the Dutch border.
Oh, maybe that's why I've gotten. Yeah. Now we're talking about Jane Harper. So there you go. If you like thrillers, you should read Jane Harper. She is very good. And I think that, judging from the fact that I apparently can't string a proper sentence together.
Oh, your eyes are shutting.
I think probably go. I've had a bit of a headache for the past probably in the last sprint. I got a headache, so I'm also just a bit like, ugh.
Go drink some water before you go to sleep.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, thanks, Mel. This was lovely.
Thank you for joining me. And thank you for everyone in the comments.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I will try and join you tomorrow morning.
Love it.
Oh,
yeah, if you get up early enough.
If I get up early enough, yeah.
If you get up early enough, because it's early for you.
Yeah, I'm sure I will be up early enough to at least say hello, but I'll try and I'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.